She studied business and real estate. She then went to work for Delta Airlines and the fitness industry. Our husband, Charles, I call him, he's so stoic. Because he also had a successful insurance business, she was able to come home and be with her amazing daughter, Kelly, who is a Pro 6, level 6 in this business. And then with these principles in place, these 7 habits, she was able to go to the elite levels, the 7th level, in 33 months. And then in 1 month, she was able to hit one of our top ranks of Elite Pro 8, which is one of the industry's top ranks around the globe. Please help me welcome to this amazing webinar, Betty Lou Hyatt. You here?
I am. Can you see me?
Yep, you're awesome. Oh, we got
I have a little trick for y'all. Say hey to our newest addition, Lily Grace. I'm going to hand her over to Kelly. I just wanted to say hi.
Love it. I love your shirt too, Betty Lou.
Oh, thank you. Okay, and I wore this for y'all today.
I love it.
This for y'all today.
Love it.
So everybody could know that you can just wear a T-shirt and advertise your company everywhere you go. And literally, I have gotten a lot of comments from wearing this. And so I wear it constantly because I like to work out and I like to be ready to work out. So I figure if I'm dressed to work out, I'm going to get my workout in. So anyway, thank you so much for having me, Jill. I feel like really nervous, and especially following Dr. Goodman and then Taylor Worry and all. So I'm just really excited to be on the call with you. I'm going to just mute a little bit of information right here, a little bit of distraction. I can hear that. So if you'll turn that down, that'd be awesome. I'm sorry, y'all. Excuse me. No. So anyway, what I want to talk to you about today is, and kind of wrapped into my story of how we got to Elite Pro 7. And it really does have to do with practicing certain core habits. Now they call them the 7 core habits. And so we have never been involved in this industry before. I don't have a medical background either. And so I just want to say that up front because I want you to know that this can be done by anyone. If we can do it, you can definitely do it. And so it's changed our life completely when my good friend invited me to her home 7 years ago. We just celebrated our 7th year, July 23rd. So that's been really exciting. I can't believe 7 years has already passed. And so now we're talking about the 7 core habits. So I have a few notes that I'm going to refer to just to kind of stay on track. But first of all, I'm just going to tell you the 7 core habits so you can write them down because I'm not using a PowerPoint. And I want you to know that I don't know how to use PowerPoint at this point. So you can do this business even if you don't know how to use PowerPoint. But Jill, you're going to train me. So I'm really excited about that. And I know once, it's kind of like one of those fears. If you don't have information or knowledge, it's fearful and you develop some anxiety about it. So, when I get on the laptop, on the computer and I don't know how to do certain things, I'm kind of like nervous and anxious. And so this feeling builds up in me. And then once like Jill showed me yesterday, one little tiny thing to click, and I was, on the roll for whatever we were looking at. But anyway, so fear is just a matter of conquering it through learning more. And this is part of the 7 core habits too. So the 7 core habits are, number 1, being 100% product user. And I'm going to go back through each of these after I list them for you. The second is duplication, working the 5-10-3 plan, which I'll explain briefly. The third one is do at least 15 presentations a month, and I'll explain what that is. That's minimum. The fourth one is your personal growth and development, and that's directly related to your paycheck, or your paycheck is directly related to your personal growth and development. Number 5, listen to recommended audios, CDs, read books. Number 6, attend all events. And we'll talk about what those events are in the event cycle. And then number 7, being a team player. So I want to kind of go through each one of those. Number 1, being a 100% product user. Well, how hard is it to use our products? Okay, we've got the best products on the market. And, you know, your day can literally just consist of throughout the day using our products. Okay, so say when I get up, I drink a protein shake. Our protein is physique protein. I take my Vitality Stack, which I'm over the top about, and Dr. Goodman explained it so well. And that now we have so that we can just take it all at once, which is awesome. We don't have to handle the bottles anymore. I go get a workout with my Axio in my hand. Okay, so I mix up an Axio. How easy is that? Because you want energy. You want to use your energy drink, your brain juice. Then I go and work out. After that, I get a shower, and I use my full skincare regimen. After my skincare regimen, you know, I go about my day. After lunch, I take a couple of the fat burners. So 2 fat burners twice a day if you're really working on that, which is something I'm working on. And then, of course, our dog that you just saw, she doesn't need Pet Tandem yet because she's just a puppy. But we also have an older dog. So we give Pet Tandem and have been giving it to our dogs ever since we got involved. So you just become 100% product user. And I want to just say this to you. If you're not using the product, if you're not using the skincare, how can you market it? How can you promote it? How can you promote something that you're not using or even trying for that matter? So how can you promote the Vitality Stack if you're not taking it? If you're only taking Protandim Nerf 1 and Nerf 2 and you're not taking the probiotic and the omega, how can you promote that? You really can't. So you become a 100% product user right off the bat. That also helps you maintain your 200 in personal volume. And that is something you want to have ongoing so you'll get full commission. So 100% product user, no doubt about it. Hopefully I didn't miss any of our products because I do use every one of them. And then the raspberry Axio, which I totally love, I drank it all throughout the day. So dragon fruit or green grape for energy, and then raspberry or grapefruit in the afternoon. I actually use the raspberry to flavor unsweetened tea too, and it's wonderful. All right, so the second one, that was being 100% product user. The second one is duplication. Okay, as you have heard, 5-10-3, what in the world does that mean? So the 5-10-3 plan breaks down to, and I was taught this from the beginning, enroll 5 distributors, enroll 10 preferred customers, and drive that 3 levels deep. When you do that, you build a team of people that is going to end up working without you because it's going to become so massive. So when I got involved and Gabe said, do the 5-10-3 plan, that's what I did. And so I went out and I started talking to people as fast as I could. I wanted to get the personal volume up to 200 as quickly as possible. And at that time, we only had Protandim, the little yellow pill, and the face cream. And so we also were taught, and still are, that you can mitigate your 200 with customers. So we did that quickly as possible. So I got my 200. I'm done with that. And we just continue to enroll customers. I mean, we've got 1,000 or 2,000 personal volume, but you don't have to.
Can I interrupt? I think I can share a screen.
Okay, perfect. Good. Now give me a chance to grab my notes here too. So she's going to share a screen on the 5-10-3 plan and the 3x, is it the 3x3x3 as well? And I wanted, while she's looking that up, I want to tell you all that Gabe and Jill have set up an incredible training website, connectandimpact.today. And you can find this there. If you go to connectandimpact.today and then go to the tools, and you'll find this file, and you'll also find an audio of Gabe explaining the 3x3x3. So he breaks down 5-10-3 to if you just enroll 3 people and 3 customers and what could happen. So as you can see from this screen, if you enroll 5 team members and you help them, this is not you doing all the work. This is helping other people do the same thing you did, which is duplication, okay? And so duplication is the key word in network marketing. You want your efforts to be duplicated by those who come after you and those who you enroll and who they enroll. When duplication starts, that's when you really start growing. So when you enroll your 5, And then you don't wait until you've enrolled 5. As soon as you enroll 1, you start helping them get people and enroll. You want them to ultimately enroll 5 distributors. And so you develop, say, a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday team is what Gabe describes it as. And then, as you can see from the chart, it starts growing exponentially. And then when you add 10 customers to this, it just grows into tremendous volume, and you start leveraging your time and leveraging your income. So that's the 10-5-3 plan. So if you want to be able to duplicate, so how do you duplicate? You want to know how to recruit. You want to know how to present. You want to know how to enroll, and you want to know how to train. So how do you know how to do that? Well, there's another link on that site that Jill and Gabe set up to theprovenplan.com. Or you can go straight to theprovenplan.com. There you'll find what to do in your first 30 days, which Gabe and Jill have another link as well for that. I mean, there is so much training there to find. So there is a system, and the system is the proven plan: databasing, inviting, following up, resolving concerns, and enrolling. Those are the 5 steps. And so that's what we did. And so as far as duplication goes, that leads to, what does the duplication do, and how do you get this 5-10-3? How do you get these people in the system? How do you get this team built? Well, how you do that is the third habit. You do at least 15 presentations a month. So a presentation is defined as covering all 6 components that we know need to be covered, such as the product, the company, the timing and trends, the compensation plan, and the system. Is there a system? So those are the 6 components you want to cover, as well as telling your story. Now, obviously, without going into all about third party and everything, you want to bring in a third party after you've shown them a tool, and that's part of the system, and then get them in front of the full information. So how did we do it? We had home meetings. All right. So how do you get 15 presentations a month? You can do it at one-on-one, one at a time, or you can do it in a meeting setting. So what we did was we had home meetings to launch our business, and we found out this has been a very successful way to get this business going, because people like to come to your homes. And I know that a lot of people are saying, well, it's hard to get people there, or people don't want to go anywhere. Well, actually, people do enjoy getting out, and they enjoy going into your home. And your home doesn't have to be fancy and everything. As long as it's clean and comfortable, open your home. You'll never be, quote, ready for anything. You just do it. And that's what we did. So when we my enroller was Rita Townsend. And I want to thank Rita, because if she hadn't invited me over to her home to hear Gabe Pearson and Donna Deegan that day, I would have been highly upset that I didn't even get included in that. And so that's what started my story. But home meetings, we decided, were the way to launch our business. And so I joined after that first meeting. Then we started having meetings at her house and then at my house, and flip-flopping back and forth. So to get 15 people in front of the information happened really quickly, because it happened at the first home meeting. And we were having meetings where we had anywhere from 10 to 40 people. And it just started building. And that can happen for you too. Now, if you're out of town and you're by yourself somewhere and you don't have anybody you're working with, well, get on the webinars. You're going to have to start creating your own team where you are. Because literally, Gabe was in Jacksonville with us, which has been wonderful. Gabe and Jill. Donna Deegan is here, which has been wonderful, because they helped us by doing the presentation for us. So you do need to have someone help you do the presentation, whether it's, like I said, bringing them into Gabe's webinar, some of the other webinars during the week. Donna Deegan has a webinar on Tuesday. Gabe's is on Monday at 9. Donna's is on Tuesday at 9. There's a call out of California with the California team at 9:30 on Thursday. There's so many ways to get people in front of the information. So whether you're in town with a group of people or you're on your own somewhere out in our, in our big, vast world, you might have to be the one that starts your team. And you can do it with the help of all the other people in LifeVantage. And that's going to lead me to talking about being a team player in a minute too. So that is the 5-10-3 plan, duplication, and having 15 presentations minimum a month. Now 15 a month will walk you, to success. If you have, say, 30 a month, 30 to 40, you're going to start running to building that team. That team's going to build a lot faster. And if you have, say, 60 or 75 or more, you're going to build even faster. And so when we had our home meetings with all those people, you can see how many people we were getting in front of the information, and we were getting it done in a hurry. And that's another thing that I have learned as I've been in this industry, which is like Jill shared and I shared, I've never done this industry before. But the faster you work, and the quicker, and you work in spurts, really. And we've learned that also from the stage, from the mentors that the company's brought in for us, Eric Worre being one of them. This business works better going fast and going in big amounts. So that's what we did. And I really wanted to get to elite ranks fast because I wanted to get in that global bonus pool. And so we just started following what Gabe told us to do. And so he just said, hang on to his coattails. The speed of the group is the speed of the leader. Just run with me, put the pedal down and floor it. I mean, that's what we did. And so that's how we accomplished building a team. And it's not because of me or Charles or just us. It's about sharing with people that you know, and then them sharing with people that they know, and so forth and so on. Because it's not the people you know necessarily that will end up building the business, but the people that you don't know. And so out of the 40 or so people we've enrolled, a handful of them or a little bit more are building the business, but most of the business is coming from people that they have enrolled. So that's the beauty of this industry, and it's just a phenomenal way to not only build incredible income and help a lot of people, but have a lot of fun too. And so I'm just really thankful to be part of this. And so that is about 15 presentations a month. Okay, Jill, is there anything that you wanted to add or interject on that? You're good? Okay, you're muted, so that's fine. All right, I'm going to go move on to the next one, which is personal growth and development. Okay, so what I said at the beginning is what I have been taught. Your personal growth and development and your check are directly tied to one another. So the more you're growing personally, the more your check is growing too, and you'll see that. And so there are a lot of ways, there are a lot of mentors the company's brought in at the events we've been to, such as Eric Worre, John Maxwell, Andy Andrews. There's been a couple more, I can't think of their names, they've been awesome. Mel Robbins. And so if you didn't go to those events, you missed out. But we have another one coming up in October, so you don't want to miss this one. Okay, you've got a chance not to miss the next one. But some of the books and all that you can get and read, not necessarily, you don't have to be at the event to get them, but John Maxwell's The Invaluable Laws of Growth, which is an incredible book, and he was our mentor at 3 or 4 of our events. Then Andy Andrews, The Traveler's Gift, a great book to read that will teach you a whole bunch. And I just love this good old How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And even if you get 1 or 2 nuggets out of reading the first chapter, you're going to learn from these books. And so listening also, I like to listen better than read, because I just have always been that way. I'm an auditory more. I like to write and all, but I'd rather listen. And so CDs in your car can be really helpful to you. You can get most of the books on CD, but the one that I want to recommend, and this also goes into learning the industry, and not only self-development, learning the industry, is Eric Worre, Go Pro. So everybody, if you don't have it, I want you to go order that today. You can go to Amazon and order it. Go Pro is something that's a must read for everybody if you want to do this industry. You can also get the 3 CD series Go Pro and listen to it in your car over and over and over, and you will start learning this industry. So think about it. If you have a job, which most people do probably that are watching this, you got trained to do that job, right? When I worked for Delta Airlines, I couldn't start taking calls until I got training. And so we went through several hours and days of training to learn it. Well, you can't think that you can get your distributor ID and start doing this business and not get any training and have success at it. So I just really want to encourage you to do the training. And the training comes from not only this personal development, but learning from audios that are recommended by the company. And so you can go to YouTube. You can find all kinds of training there from mentors such as Brandon Cunningham, Tara Wilson. I'm sure Gabe Pearson probably has some on there, and Jill. But we have a multitude. Michelle and Sean Poe have training on there. LifeVantage has a YouTube channel. You can join that YouTube channel, subscribe to the LifeVantage channel. You can learn on webinars, weekly webinars that I have mentioned before. You want to attend as many opportunity meetings as you can, opportunity webinars, because you will find that you will learn something at every one. And as you learn, you're developing your own presentation. I love to take notes. I have to write down. I'm a visual person, so I have to write down what I'm listening to. And I also have been told that we forget, we only retain 7% of what we hear. So another reason to write it down so you can go back and look and take notes and see what you just learned and just heard. So listen to the audios. This is number 5, getting mentors. Mentors have been really what's kept me in the game. One of my first mentors is the late Bill Brooker. He did 3-way calls for me. He helped me. He encouraged me. And I'm not even on his team. I'm cousin to him. He was in another leg of Gabe and Jill's out of Atlanta. And so one of the things he told me, and I was a Pro 6 at the time when I called him, and I was whining, I think, about, getting a no or rejection or whatever. And he says, embrace the no's and enjoy the yeses. So I would encourage you to write that down and keep that in your mind. Embrace the no's and enjoy the yeses, because they're going to come. And just like has been mentioned already on this webinar, you're going to get lots of them. So just get them out of the way. So as we get the no's, which we still do, I just say, that's great. I've got another no, 8 or 9 no's, and I'm going to get a yes. And so you have to be committed in that way to stay in the game. And so getting mentors, that people that are ahead of you in the game, not people that haven't even done this business and haven't even accomplished the success that you've already accomplished. You want to go to people that are ahead of you. Like was mentioned before, you become the average of the 5 people you hang around. Well, also, you want to be mentored by people like that you want to become like. So people like Mark Shinsato, he taught me in the first training that I went to locally, belief is everything. Belief is paramount in this. You have to believe. And I'm like, well, what do I have to believe? I already believe in the products. He says, you have to believe in the company. So if you don't believe, then you need to get enough knowledge, enough information that you can develop that belief. And that's going to come from not only studying and learning and listening to others that have gone before you, but it's also going to come from attending events. And that's what we're going to talk about next. But I just want to encourage you. Mark is not only a mentor, has not only been a mentor to me, but I've got multiple people in this company. And if I started naming them, all these elite Pro 8s, 9s, and 10s, I would leave somebody out. But I just want to tell you, Gabe and Jill are great mentors to us. And it creates a culture that is unbelievable in this company, the way everyone helps everyone. And so think about this. You just heard Dr. Neil Goodman. Well, do you have to know all that? No, I don't know all that. When I look at those diagrams about the keep 1 and the keep 2 or whatever it is, I still don't totally understand it, and it's okay, because most people are not going to understand all of that. But we have a doctor that knows it, and look what he does for your belief. To hear him and to hear him say at the beginning, this could be the most important health presentation of your life. That is so exciting. And Dr. Neil Goodman, we are so thankful that you have joined our company. And having Taylor Worry, oh my gosh, if you didn't recognize the last name, that's Eric Worry's handsome son. And he chose LifeVantage to be part of our corporate, and he's in our corporate team. So think about what we've got now and where we're headed. So having mentors, that's another key element that leads me to, well, how do you even meet these people to have them as a mentor? You've got to attend the events. Okay, so we have an event cycle, and it starts out with whether it's a home meeting, a hotel meeting, whether it's a regional training, whether the company's just brought somebody to your town or to our town. We've had probably every Master Pro 10 in Jacksonville, and 9s and 8s and 7s and 6s, and and if you're not at these events when they come, you miss out. And nobody can really tell you what it was like. It's like going to a movie. You have to be there. You can't regurgitate what all was in the movie and really understand it and get the full dynamic of it. So attending the local trainings, attending where we used to have premier schools turned into Life Vantage Academies. They're around the country. We have this virtual training today, which thankfully you guys are on with us today. And so, and that leads into Elite Academies. And so if you're new in the company, don't think that Elite Academy means you have to be an elite to go. This is if your goal is to succeed in this company. If your goal is that you really want to build a successful business and legacy, you heard that spoken about also, a legacy for your children and grandchildren, a financial legacy, then you need to be at the events. That's really important. And so when we got involved in July 2011, our first event we attended was January of 2012. So I think there was something between then and January, but since we were brand new, we just weren't keyed into it. And I hate to even admit that. But when we went to our first Elite Academy, January 2012, which was in Las Vegas, I got to meet Dr. Joe McCord. He came to a reception that Jill and Gabe had. But other than that, I walked into the room that was filled with over 5,000 people, and I could not find a place to sit. And I was really upset because, and everything changed after that. Because, the meeting started at 1, so I just went in at 1. Well, that was my old way. That was my old habits, getting to something when it's starting. Because I found out if I just get there when it's starting, I don't even have a seat, or else I have to sit in the back. That's just not my personality. So after that first event where I met all these wonderful people in the company, I started getting contacts of people and developing mentors. I have never missed an event since then. We've had Elite Academies and conventions 3 or 4 a year, and that's where I met all these mentors that have so graciously mentored me, and you can too. So attending events is what's going to build your belief, and it's going to build your energy. And it's like my husband Charles has always said, people drain your energy and they drain your battery, so to speak. So you come into one of these events, you're kind of like drained out, and this is what recharges your batteries. So attending events is so important. And then the last one is being a team player. And so think about this. The culture of this company, Jill spent a couple of hours on the phone with me, I think yesterday, trying to help me get this technology set up. And I'm so thankful, Jill. Thank you so much. And she didn't have to do that. She could have just said, you're just going to have to figure it out. I don't have time. So, and when we do something for other people, like Taylor was sharing, it's like a gift to them. Even the small things is what people remember. And it kind of made me go back to when I lost my father. And he was out of town. And so when I came back to Jacksonville, I only had a few friends here at the time, but my neighbor brought me a ham when I came back to Jacksonville. And this is 1988. And I remember that because she was the one that did a small thing for me when I was going through grief. And so it's just those small little things, like Taylor said, that people do remember. And so it needs to come from your heart. It's not with some extra motive, so just care about people, love on people. This is a relationship business. And if you don't like people, it's going to be really hard for you. And I'm just going to tell you that off the bat. If you love people and you want to help people, you want to have fun, you want to travel, you want to learn, this is a perfect fit for you. So being a team player is not only helping other people, but staying in the game. When I was growing up, I was in the marching band and the concert band. I played a flute. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to be a majorette. And so I had to play an instrument to be a majorette. And, this kind of goes back to goal setting, because I started working on the goal of being head majorette when I was 5 years old, because I knew that was what I wanted to do. And so I spent the next 10 years practicing baton so I could be prepared when I got to the age where I could try out for majorette, and then as a senior, you could try out for head majorette. And I accomplished that goal. That was one of the goals that I can think back on, that I decided I wanted to do it, and I worked towards it, and I did it. And So, and as a head majorette or as a majorette or as a person in a marching band, if I had dropped out, okay, or said, I'm not going to show up, I'm not going to continue to be part of this, that would have affected the whole corps. It would have affected the band if I wouldn't, because I was a first chair flute, it would have affected the flute section if I said, I'm not going to do this now. I've done it for a while, I'm dropping out. So being a team player is staying in the game. And so we could all quit easily. I could have quit many times, but I have a team of people that are depending on me. And my presence or my absence affects people, and so does yours. And you heard Andy Andrews talk about everything we do or everything we don't do. It has global impact. It's crazy, that butterfly effect. And so I just want to encourage you, you know, be a team player, help other people, love on your team. Gabe always said, love on the bench warmers, work hard with the all-stars. And so that's what we do. And the proven plan says no excuses, no suggestions, no quitting, and have fun. So if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. So just have fun with it. Hopefully some of those ideas helped. I just want to recap them right quick. Product user 100%, that's easy, and that helps build your belief in the products. Duplication 10-5-3, and it'll start growing without you. How do you do the duplications? 15 minimum presentations a month. Work on personal development, learn, read, listen to audios and grow and train yourself for this industry. Attend all events. That's where you get your belief, your motivation, your energy, and your connection, and be a team player. Again, no excuses, no suggestions, no quitting, and have fun. So thank you, Jill, for letting me share. It was an honor. I appreciate it. I hope I haven't gone over. I hadn't even looked at the clock.
No, a beautiful job, Betty Lou. And I hope it's okay. I'd like to share a personal story with Betty Lou in terms of her, you know, she was sharing a story of when she was young, and that translated over to her work ethic in this, you know, over the years as a mother, her work at Delta, as translated over to this very moment and to this business. And I was always in such awe. She had some health issues, and it brings tears to my eyes. She was literally being wheeled into surgery, and she was texting me about her team and to make sure her team was okay, and giving me direction at 6 a.m. in the morning as she's being wheeled to surgery. And if that isn't a servant heart, I don't know what is. And that's the kind of people we work with on a daily basis here at Life Vantage. And with that, I had a small presentation to create. Thank you, Betty Lou. I just appreciate all your efforts, and thank you for all you do for thousands around the globe, and the impact you made and the butterfly effect you provide the world. Really, you're really making an impact, and you're such a gift to all our lives, including us. Thank you so much for all.
Well, thank you, and it was just wonderful being part of this team of people you set up today. I'm just really honored. So thank you, Jill.
Thank you. So I had a small presentation. We're over time a little bit, but I want to leave you with a story. Gabe had gone out to Pro 5 Summit, and he wrote a speech on leadership, and I thought, wow, that is amazing. You know, I love those words, Gabe, you wrote down. And simultaneously, I'm reading a book, and it kind of has a similar message. And it talks about the English teacher who never became the author, or the art teacher who never became fully the artist of her full potential. And then he wrote the words. It was like we were running parallel in terms of, he was talking about leadership. And he was talking about Howard Schultz, and he wrote these words down, and I'm just going to read them. Howard Schultz, who was the CEO of Starbucks and took it through this huge growth period. Howard Schultz might have been one of the greatest baristas ever. Richard Branson could have been a great travel agent or nightclub owner. Elon Musk could have been a great engineer working in some obscure lab. Not to say there's anything wrong with those professions, but each of those guys chose to take their talents, which each and every one of you on this webinar today have. They took their talents to take on a bigger problem, bigger challenge. Therefore, they had bigger results. They made a bigger impact. And think about it. Look at the icon I have up in the right-hand corner that says impact. At first, my goal was to get this golden yellow pill into as many mouths as possible. Then once I retired somebody, or the team helped retire someone because of this enormous business model, that truly all components are powerful, whether it be the product, the leadership, the trends that Fred talked about, the timing, or the systems that Betty Lou talked about, and the comp plan, whatever it is, these are all major drivers of the opportunity. And now our purpose as a global team around the planet is to make an impact. So I want my challenge to you after today, and maybe it's not this business, maybe it's a deeper purpose, but I want you to go make your impact. I'm going to repeat it one more time. You all have a purpose, all created out of love, to make an impact. Now I want you to go make your impact around the globe. Take care, everyone. Thank you for this time. I'm honored to be with you. And thank you for all you do for so many. Thank you. Take care, everyone.